there are going to be winners and losers coming out of this situation. And I want to be really clear about what I mean, because I usually don't like to talk in terms of that, because I think everyone has the potential. I know everyone has the potential. If you don't have brain damage, if you're not born with some disease that affects your mental capabilities, it doesn't matter what you've been through. I mean, many of you know my story. Look, we all have the potential, but some of us are going to come out of this as better versions of ourselves. Buenas, mi amigos. Welcome, my friends. This is health expert Ted Ryce, and today I'm coming to you from Medellin, Colombia, where I've been for a couple months now, and it looks like I might be staying up to 6 months with this crazy quarantine thing. And wow, has the world changed. And today we're going to be talking about how to stay at the top of your game, even with all this happening, because there's always a way. Okay, we're not in World War III and we're not in World War Z. This isn't the zombie apocalypse. It's not a nuclear holocaust. It's nothing like that. We just got to stay home, and that's kind of crazy and it kind of sucks, but it's something that we can do. All right. And so I usually say I'm super excited to share this episode, and I am always excited. But wow, has it just been kind of crazy and stressful? And I'm saying that because we're all feeling the same. Now, some of us are dealing with those feelings better than others. Some of us feel those negative emotions more intensely than others, but we're all feeling the same thing. And if this is your first time listening to the show, this show is usually about clearing up health and fitness confusion by breaking down science-based information on how to lose fat, prevent disease, and live a longer, healthier life. Right now, it's just kind of like, well, can we get through the next few weeks, few months? I'm going to give you also an update on the quarantine situation. I mean, the coronavirus situation, because some interesting information came out of Italy. So we're going to be talking about how to stay at the top of your game and more today. Before I jump into the episode, I want to share with you and to give a shout out and mention to my clients who've been crushing it, even through this scandal, as the Colombian guy I was talking to, who when I was buying some food. So even through this craziness, they're crushing it. So I want to give a shout out to Basia, who she didn't lose much weight in my program, but she dropped her body fat percentage from 26 to 18%. And right as this whole coronavirus thing was kicking off, I want to give a shout out to Kim Ordway, who's lost 35 pounds in 12 weeks. So proud of you, Kim. You are just crushing it. You're amazing. And I can't wait to see what we do moving on from here. I want to give a shout out to Ryan, who signed up right before all this craziness happened with the coronavirus. And he's dropped 10 pounds already in 4 weeks and on his way to, achieving the best health of his life. And I want to give a shout out to Jay Farrington, who's been gaining muscle and losing fat and protecting us all because he works in law enforcement in California. Keep up the great work, Jay. It's an honor to have you in the program. Jay is also a former military member as well. And just have the greatest respect for the people who are keeping us safe. Want to give a shout out to an honorable mention to Wayne, who started at 215 and dropped to 206 in 12 days. So these clients, you're just crushing it. I want to talk about you in the third person. I want to talk to you right now because you all came from the podcast. And I just want to say, so proud of you. So proud of you, and proud of you for showing the way for the people around you, because what we need right now is leadership. It's so easy to get caught in the panic and the craziness. It's so easy to let the negative emotions overcome us. Very easy. Just like kind of how it's easy to sit there and eat potato chips and chocolate and ice cream and binge watch Netflix, even when your life is going well and there is no crisis. But it takes people to step up and really overcome everything and step up and look around and say, you know what can I take control of here? And that's what we need more of. I also want to give out to an honorable mention to Ashley, who just signed up to the program. Even in this situation. In fact, we've signed up a couple people in the past weeks. Like I said, Ryan's new, Wayne's new. I mean, we're crushing it. So I wanted to also tell you this. I wanted to frame this situation. There are going to be winners and losers coming out of this situation. And I want to be really clear about what I mean, because I usually don't like to talk in terms of that, because I think everyone has the potential. I know everyone has the potential. If you don't have brain damage, if you're not born with some disease that affects your mental capabilities, it doesn't matter what you've been through. I mean, many of you know my story. Look, we all have the potential, but some of us are going to come out of this as better versions of ourselves. And others are going to be set back and stuck. And that's what I mean when I'm talking about winners and losers. I also want to tell you this. If you know you got to get your health handled, what I want to tell you is we're doing a 10-day challenge. So if you're sitting on your butt and you can't stand to watch any more, Stranger Things, or what's another good one? Future Man on Hulu. That's a great one. Silicon Valley on HBO. Watch your favorite movies. If you've done all that, if you're tired of doing that, if you know you're kind of going backwards and you've accepted that, you know what, this situation, it's here to stay for a while, then I want to invite you to our 10-day challenge. Doing a 10-day challenge here to help you get in shape. It's a little taste of what the coaching program's like. And we're doing it for free so that those of you who've been waiting for an opportunity, if you're waiting for a sign, then this is it. So if you're waiting for an opportunity to do something and to really, this is going to involve coaching on my part. This is going to be an opportunity for you to step up. Now, we're going to do this for two reasons. One, I want to help you out. And two, those of you who get through that 10 days and realize, you know what, I really want to do this. I want to sign up and really take the plunge and really get this handled and be part of really a high performance team. That is what my coaching program is. Either you're a one-on-one coaching client with me and you're part of that 2-person Navy SEAL fat loss performance optimization team, or you're part of my group, which is also a high performance team. And that is what I lead. And that is what I instill in the people who join. We get shit done. We accomplish goals regardless of the story, the narrative, because we're not in the war in Syria. This isn't World War III. This isn't total lawlessness. The only reason there ain't food in the grocery store is because people are panicking and buying everything. And then the law enforcement officers get off their duty because they're the ones who are out there working hard still, and they don't have food to buy. So please, I know you're probably not doing that, but if you know anybody who's doing that, just kind of tell them the story of maybe a healthcare worker or law enforcement person to help them get on board with this idea that they don't need a year's worth of toilet paper and 3 supersized jugs of peanut butter from Costco or whatever. So you can join that challenge, because I almost forgot here, at legendarylifepodcast.com/challenge. That's legendarylifepodcast.com/challenge. You can also find me on social media. We're going to be promoting it there. So let's talk about this. Let's get into the details now. Let's take action now. Let's get this handled now. So number one, You have the opportunity here to take ownership of what you can control. I want you, whenever you feel like you're losing ground with yourself, because that's the real battle we're all fighting right now. And it is a battle. We're not just fighting this virus that is sweeping through the world's population. We're fighting our minds. We've been disrupted. We hate uncertainty. Don't you like certainty? I mean, that's what I do when I talk to people who want to join my program. I get them I show them what the program's like. I show results of people. I want to take away the uncertainty because that's what we all hate, isn't it? But right now, nobody's giving you any certainty. Our world leaders don't know. Our world experts in epidemiology and virology don't know. We're months away from getting a vaccine. Although it will happen, of course, because we got the smartest people in the world. I mean, literally, right? Kind of like a superfluously redundant thing to say, but look, we're going to get through this. But the thing is, we've got to get through this. So any time where you're starting to lose ground with yourself, bring it back to what can you focus on? What can you do? And I'm going to share with you some things that I've been doing. Because I'm 4 days deep in a quarantine. It's not super strict, but we're going to go into a 19-day quarantine, I think it is, or it is going to be even extended. I feel like I'm in a prison cell. Of course, it's a nice prison cell, and really I can leave. I'm not really going to get arrested. In fact, I can leave and go get groceries and come back, or get medical care if I need it and come back. But you know what? You think my mind's not messing with me? Of course it is. And your mind is going to mess with you. And I'm a little bit lucky because I'm alone right now. Giselle and I are separated. That's a story for another time, but she's in Istanbul and I'm in Medellin, Colombia. Story for another time, but we can take control of our immediate surroundings and what we do, our behaviors specifically. And whenever you feel yourself getting stuck in that mindset of like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? Oh no. Take action. Take action. And what are the actions we should take? Number one, what are you filling your mind with right now? Are you watching the news? Listen, we got to get our information. But I talked to someone the other day. I'm like, do I hear the news back on your, in the background there? And she was like, yeah, gotta stay informed. And I'm like, but minute to minute, nothing changes that much. Get your information and then turn it off. This is an opportunity for you. Exercise control. Because I'll tell you one thing, the news is a double-edged sword. We need to get the information, and they're the ones that disseminate it. But on the other hand, how do they make their money? I'll tell you this. Here's my business model. I make money from coaching, from my coaching programs. So what am I incentivized to do? To share with you the results, to show you and share with you the results of my program, and to obviously like to, tell you things to help you with your health so that you view me as an expert, because when you try it, it works. And you're like, hey, if that works, maybe I'll go sign up with this guy because I'm looking for someone to hire to really help me get this handled. That's my business model. It's really simple. Right. And of course, at a grander scale, I know the majority of people aren't going to sign up with me because of a number of different reasons, money, mindset, mostly money mindset, actually. But the thing is, I'm trying to help people take control of their life by taking control of their health. What does the news do? How do they make their money? Because you pay for cable maybe, but you turn on the news and then it's there. And then is the cable company paying them? No. I mean, this is simple. It's no conspiracy here. They sell advertising. That's why there's advertisements on TV. So if they sell advertisements, let me ask you something. And this is something I deal with as a content creator. If I put up things that are really sensational or get people who maybe aren't so great at what they do, but they're very popular, so I know it'll bring a lot of people to the show, right? We're all trying to get attention. All business is trying to get your attention right now. I mean, and just always, right? So if getting your attention means like if keeping your ratings up, because if you don't keep your ratings up, you're going to have to lay off your team. What are you going to do? You're going to do what works, and not they lead with what. I mean, this has been the same for decades. If it bleeds, it leads, right? Death, trauma, destruction, fear. That's what they sell. And so it keeps you glued. But at the same time, they do give you useful information. But if your mind gets there all the time, then you're going to be stuck. And this is what I call, you've got to brainwash yourself for success. So what are you listening to? Now you're listening to this podcast. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help brainwash you to being more successful, however you define that in your life. And I even want to share with you right now what I'm brainwashing myself with. I'm listening to a few different things, but I'll tell you what, right now, what's getting me through this in a big way, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. If you've read it, you know, or heard it, I've listened to the audiobooks. I don't have time to read. Now's the time to get that book, to download it, and to listen. We need that level of commitment from you. In fact, I'm going to make that kind of required reading or listening rather in my group coaching program. It is so powerful, so powerful. And the stories from battle. And there's some of you right now who are not in the mood to hear something like that. And I want to tell you, I was listening to a Tibetan Buddhist nun before I started listening to Jocko, a former Navy SEAL commander. I was not in the mood to hear his voice. Back when I was in Ramadi, I put a few rounds in the insurgent's chest. I wasn't in the mood for that. But it's not about what we're in the mood for, because a lot of what we want ends up not being what we need. And we need strong leadership right now. So get that book, download it, start listening to it. If you listened to it before, start listening to it again or something similar. So control what goes in your mind. The next thing you can control is you can control your environment. What are you wearing right now? And I don't mean that in a creepy, weird way. Are you in your sweats? Was going to take a shower today, but then you figured, why the hell am I going to do that? Because I'm not going to work. In fact, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just staying here on the couch and I'm going to be here for a while. And you know what? I would clean my place, but nobody's coming over. Why would I do that? I would take out the garbage, but I don't even know if the garbage men are coming. Are they in the quarantine? I don't know. And the answer is none of those things matter. So I want to challenge you. Keep your place clean. Make your bed. Don't be in sweats all the time. You can wear them every once in a while. Get dressed. Take a shower in the morning and get dressed. Put on something nice. It's what I've been doing. You will feel different. You will feel different. And in a world that feels like it's so disordered right now, when you take charge and you restore order to your world by keeping things clean, by washing the dishes, by washing yourself, by getting dressed, it's a powerful statement to yourself, and you will feel different. One of the biggest mistakes that we make is we try to think our way out of things. But thinking is great. But actions are even better. In fact, you can get better thoughts from taking actions. So the first one, just to reiterate here, right? Brainwash yourself for success. Yeah, stay on top of the news, but then listen to things. Music can be okay too, but listen to something that will help you keep your mindset strong and ideally upgrade your mindset. Then 2, control your environment. Keep yourself and your place clean. Number 3, one of the worst things about this situation is 2 things really. Well, first, the social situation. We're disconnected from each other. We're separated physically from each other. We're social distancing. and it sucks. Now, some of you are with your family and you're longing to get away from them just for a few minutes and go meet your friends or family that doesn't live with you. And some of you are like me, you're by yourself. Both have different challenges. So if you're with people, it can get very difficult. I've lived with people before. It can get very difficult to stay calm, to avoid snapping at people. You're going to be irritable. You've got to keep yourself calm. And I want to ask you, what gets you calm? What puts you in the right state of mind, right mood, rather? For me, it's meditation. And right now, maybe it's the perfect time to download Headspace and to do their 10-day meditation challenge. And for those of us who are alone, I'll tell you, meditation is the way too. And the next is communication. So if you're with your family, time to upgrade your communication skills, time to be more patient, time to realize everybody's feeling flustered and fucked up and stressed and irritable. So work on your communication. And for those of you who are isolated like me, who can you reach out to right now? Who should you video call right now so that you get some human connection? That's what I want you to focus on. So number 1, brainwashing yourself for success. Number 2, control your environment. Number 3, social connection. We'll just call it connection. This episode is sponsored by Organifi. Do you want to know a secret that all my coaching clients follow? It's really simple, but powerful. Add vegetables into each meal. But let's be honest, most of us, including myself, don't eat the recommended servings of vegetables and fruits each day. So for those of us who are on the go or have trouble eating healthy, having a greens powder makes it easy to get your greens in every single day, no matter how busy you are. And that's why I use and recommend Organifi Green Juice, a superfood powder that you just add water to so that you can get your greens in even when you're on the go. The best thing about Organifi Green Juice is that it actually tastes great. But don't believe me, try it for yourself. And use the code TED20, that's capital TED, the number 20, at www.organifi.com. That's Organifi.com to receive 20% off your first order. But hurry, this is a limited time discount for Legendary Life listeners. Now, back to the episode. Number 4 is ask for help if you need it. Do you need help right now? This could even have been part of number 3, but do you need help right now? Who do you need help from? And the other side of this is who can you help? But it's not all about helping. You know, I said in my last episode, who can you help right now? Who can you step up and help? And I think that's really important. But if you need help, you need to ask for it. So ask for help. Ask for help. Make sure you voice that if you're struggling. Do not be the person who is anti-dependent. It's one thing to be independent. Like, hey, I'm an independent person. But anti-dependent, where you're like, no, I'm in the world alone, and it's just all up to me. No, you're not. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I was going through some of the things when my brother was killed, when my sister committed suicide, was not asking for help. Saying, hey, listen, I know I seem okay, but I'm really struggling here, and I'm struggling with this. Can you please just listen to me, or can you please help me? So make sure you ask for help if you need it. Communicate that. Where are you right now with that? And number 5 is your health. I said I was going to update you on the coronavirus, and I kind of dove into all these other things. But I want to share this with you right now. News from Italy found that, a study rather from Italy, not the news, right? Although this is available on Bloomberg. If you Google Italy Bloomberg study, You'll find it. But what they found was 99% of people who died from coronavirus had other illnesses. So I want to be clear about this. The age group that got affected the worst was the 80-year-olds, in between 80 and 89. Actually, people who are older than 90, because, hey, if you made it to your 90s, you got something going for you, right? It's not just luck. Could be, because some of them did die. But this is mostly affecting people 70 to 89. And of course, it's bad for, I'll say it like this. It's obviously more deadly to elderly people. But the death rate for the coronavirus is still 20 times higher than the flu for people in their 40s. I'm 43. I care about that. It's 21 times higher for people in their 50s. And so what are the things that put you more at risk? This study found that, again, 99% of the people who died in Italy were people who had other illnesses. So this study looked at the medical records of people who died. And they found that almost half the victims suffered from at least 3 prior illnesses, and a fourth had either 1 or 2 previous conditions. And only 3 victims in all the people who died, only 3 people had no previous illnesses. And specifically, what were the illnesses, right? Because that's what I was wondering. Is it some sort of immune system thing going on here? No. Right? Like some special immunity that some people are born with, but others aren't born with? No, it's not that at all. Okay? The people who died had 75% of them had high blood pressure. About 35% of them had diabetes, and 33% of them had heart disease. So what we're talking about here is metabolic disease and heart disease. And here's the thing, those are in our control. Those are totally in our control. None of these things are caused by, at least exclusively caused by toxins in the environment or, anything like that. Artificial flavorings in your food, that ain't what it's caused by. We're getting this because we're out of shape. Now, again, I want to be clear. I'm not trying to scare you here. Although if you are overweight or obese, if you do have high blood pressure, if you have high blood sugar, you're more likely to kick the bucket if you get this thing. And it looks like everyone will get this thing eventually, or at least a huge part of the world's population will get it. What we're trying to do now is trying to slow the spread to allow scientists to come up with a vaccine. And once enough of us get it and get immune to it, or develop immunity to it, rather, and then get the vaccine, then this thing is going to be under control. But make no mistake, this is the big pandemic of our times. Not that, not that I was ever hoping to witness such a thing, and I'm sure you're in the same position here. But I want to tell you, I hope this is a wake-up call, because it turns out the same unhealthy behaviors that lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease also lead to a higher risk of death from coronavirus. I mean, it's time we take ownership of our health, take ownership of our weight and the state of our health. And I want to tell you something. If you're overweight or obese, it's not 100% your fault. I mean, there's so many things that work against us. Right? They've taken the PE out of schools. It's not like your work says, hey, let's do everyone's overweight and unhealthy everywhere. It's not like the people at your work are doing any better than you. It's just some people are fatter than others, And I say that because I've been there. It's 23% body fat. There's nothing healthy about that. So it's time to take ownership. I hope this is a wake-up call for us. In many different ways. I'll tell you, I'm sitting here in Medellin, and there's usually quite a bit of smog. And today, it is so clear out. It is incredible. And for ourselves, this is an opportunity to take control. So funny. I'm looking out the window right now. I have this beautiful view from the 19th floor in this apartment building that I'm staying in. And I'm seeing people on their balconies and they're exercising. And Medellin has got a obesity problem here. It's not like Asia. I was in Asia. It was rare to see, some people it was rare even to really see someone who was overweight, really. But here, there's a lot of overweight and obese people. Not nearly the same as America, but it certainly ain't good. It's time that we take control of our health. I hope you use the energy right now. The energy that you're feeling, it can be turned against you. It can be a situation where it drives you to do the bad habits that you've been doing and to do more of them. Or it could be an opportunity to do something different. That's what I want to suggest to you, because guess what? The usual excuses that we use, right? Why can't we get in shape? What makes it so hard to get in shape? Oh, my friend sabotaged me. I have no time to meal prep. I don't know how to cook. I've got to eat out all the time for lunch and dinner and breakfast. Oh, I travel a lot for work. I've got a vacation coming up. Your environment is controlled now. You're at home. You're in control. So you can't use those excuses. And I want to ask you right now, have you exchanged those excuses? Oh, my friends always ask me out to eat and drink and eat wings and watch TV and, watch the game or whatever it is, tapas and white wine while we watch reality shows, whatever. You have no time to meal prep. You don't know how to cook. You have no time. You eat out all the time. You travel a lot. You go on a lot of vacations. Have you traded those excuses for new excuses? Oh, I'm just so stressed. Oh, it's just this thing. It's just gotten me so crazy. I'm just eating a lot. It's like, no, look, you're doing the same thing you always do. Just the reasons you're doing it are different. You've traded in your excuses for a whole new set of excuses. And that's something that is under your control, as it is under my control. Don't trade your excuses, because it's like that thing. If everybody thinks you're an asshole but they're probably right, right? It's like, oh, why does everybody think I'm so terrible? I think I'm pretty cool. Well, it's just situation after situation. You're the problem. And on the example that we're using here, the excuses, it's like you just traded in. So your circumstances changed and you found all new ways to make excuses for your behaviors. But the common denominator is you. And the truth is, there is never a right time to get in shape and do this. There is never a right time. Oh, it's just not the right time. I'm traveling so much for work. I've got a vacation coming up. I've been hanging out with friends a lot. The kids are busy at soccer and dance. It's like, it's never right. And now they're home not doing anything. And now it's still not the right time. It's never the right time. The right time comes when we make a commitment to do something, and then we take action, and then we build on that momentum. So lose your excuses so you don't have them anymore. Or at least you're exposing now that the excuses that you used to use are no longer valid, but you've found a whole new set of excuses to validate your behavior now. Oh yeah, well, I'm not traveling and eating out, but it's not time to get in shape. It's the best time to get in shape. It's the best time because you don't have a lot going on. You can take a break from your Netflix rerun schedule to step up with your nutrition and exercise. Can't you? Of course you can. And to go back to this idea, I wanted to share with you, I'm stepping up for my clients in my business. I'm like, how can I do even better? And I've come up with something, and I'll tell you, that's what we've done. And that's what we're doing in this 10-day challenge. Now, if you just want to skip all that and just hire me because you're ready, legendarylifeprogram.com/apply. Set up a call with me and be part of a high performance fat loss team. Because people aren't just losing fat in there, they're getting it handled for good. They're learning the truth so that they can have their cake and eat it too. Because right now, if you're on a cycle of restricting, eating really well, oh gosh, no, I fell off, I drank too much alcohol, look, you need to learn moderation. You need to learn how to have your cake and eat it too. That's why? Because it's the only way that works. It's the only way that works. You gotta do something sustainable for yourself. And that's what I teach you how to do. Because I eat dessert several times a week. So I've traded in my flourless chocolate cake and my Joe Stone Crab's key lime pie from Miami Beach for obleas y arequipe. So that's just dulce de leche, which is like caramel, but it's just super delicious caramel. So those treats. What else am I having? Churros, which are like fried dough covered in sugar and caramel. I'm eating that stuff a couple times a week and have been. And I'm getting leaner than I was previously right now because I'm committed to doing it. And I'll tell you something, I stopped tracking for a while with nutrition, but I want to show you, I'm showing my clients I'm with them. I'm tracking right now. I'm going to use this time to get in even better shape, get even leaner. And I'm doing fine. I don't need to do it, but I want to do it. I want to be there and lead. So if you want to be, kind of went off on a tangent there, it's what I do. If you've been listening, you know by now. But if you want to be part of that high performance team, legendarylifeprogram.com/apply. And if you want to be in the 10-day challenge, you want to have a taste of what we do, go to legendarylifepodcast.com/challenge. Join the challenge. We will email it to you. I will put it up on social media. I will lead you to fat loss success in 10 days. Now, I'll be honest, you'll have to take it from there if that's what you choose to do, or you can take the plunge and join me and take things to the next level and get this handled for good. But whatever you do, listen to today's episode again. If it helps you, take action on the things that you can. That's what matters now. And I want to tell you this, for those of us who are in leadership positions, i.e. all of us, your kids aren't listening to what you say. They're listening to how you handle your shit. Your kids are watching you and how you're responding to things. They're watching how nervous or calm you are. They're watching how you take care of yourself right now. They're watching, you're spending so much time together. They're watching how you take care of your place. It's nice to cuddle with them. It's nice to watch TV with them, but show them the way. And for those of you who are business owners, entrepreneurs, lead the way for your employees. Lead the way for your clients. Step up and lead now. People, this will be over, and people will remember what you did and who you became. So make sure that whoever that is, that's getting you to where you want to be in life. It's as simple as that. All right, everyone. Real quick, want to send that one more time, legendarylifepodcast.com/challenge. If you want to join me, be safe, be strong. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.